There's a wealth of educational websites waiting to be explored. I don't want you to get analysis paralysis. Welcome to Epic Mom Life. I am your host, Kara Peterson. This show is sponsored by The Possum's Tale, a unique book adventure for your 6 to 12-year-old child. Let's jump into today's show. You are homeschooling and you're thinking, I want to implement a lesson, or I want to have an entire curriculum, or I want to do an elective or a foreign language, or you're thinking of these things, and so you Google it, and oh my heck, there are so many options out there. So I went through, I researched everything, and I found my favorite 3 for like 6 or 7 categories. I looked at reviews, I looked at websites, I went through and I dug, and so I'm going to bring to you my favorites. Now, my blog, I actually describe them in fuller detail, like I tell you some of them that are secular or not, or I go into them a little bit more fully. So go to my actual blog at epicpublisher.com, and those will actually have the links for you, so you can just click on it, and that's referred to you in the show notes. But this one at least just tells you the names of them, so you can kind of get an idea. There are so many resources for you, and for me, sometimes it's like analysis paralysis. That's what I get, analysis paralysis. So I'm going to have things like curricula, specific subject websites, multimedia websites, social learning for those of you who want your kiddos to engage with other people, gamification, all kinds of things. Now, as a special note, I am recommending websites as overall or course specific. However, I am not doing any that are like online learning, like for the whole thing, simply because I think that as a homeschooler, you're teaching your child, you're not just signing them up for online school. That doesn't mean that that's wrong or that's right. I just chose not to delve into that. Also, I could not tell if all of them were really great at teaching your child to write. One that specifically did not make this list listed all that it taught in language arts, and none of those things are going to help your child become a good writer. So check out how to choose a quality writing program, that is linked in the show notes as well, to get a checklist for what to look for in a good writing curriculum so that you'll know. Online curricula. You are now teaching subjects that just were not your thing in school. You need a little bit of help. These sites offer the entire curriculum and program. There is a difference between the online school and the online programs, like I explained. These are not the online schools. You're still the teacher. These simply have the entire program, the entire course, the entire benchmarks. Everything is laid out for you with the lessons, the tests, the activities. They're all available. So basically it's an all-in-one, and it's a lot easier. Ones that I liked were Calvert Homeschool, Time for Learning, and Power Homeschool. Those were my 3 top ones. Subject-specific websites. Okay, general overall curricula and programs, the ones we just listed, those are a lot easier. However, if you choose programs that are specific to subject, like the whole reason they're created are for a specific subject, usually you'll get better quality. It's kind of like a camera is designed to be a camera and a phone is designed to be a phone. I know I'm really old-fashioned that way, but I just kind of think that a camera is going to take better pictures and a phone's going to talk better. Well, the downside to doing it this way is it is going to be more costly, and it takes more time to put it together because you have to piecemeal, right? You have to take your math program, you have to take your English program, you have to take all these programs to create your yearly plan for your child. So, my favorite for math, Art of Problem Solving. How can you not love that? The name is just wonderful. Science, Mystery Science, and Language Arts, Read, Write, Think. This one was actually written by teachers, and they have rubrics. Okay, rubrics is like my hot button love word. I love rubrics. So this is probably my highest hope for a writing program that's actually going to teach your child how to write. We're going to move on to individual lessons, activities, or worksheets. You're going to need to implement at some point. Not every child is going to advance at the same pace. Some kids are going to love a certain topic and they're going to want to dive deeper. Some kids are just not going to get it. It doesn't matter how you teach it. It doesn't matter how you say it. They're going to need it said a different way, or they're going to need it visualized a different way. These sites are different sites where you can go and get extra resources for whatever you need it, whether it's a review or add-ons, whatever. So I love these sites for just grabbing some extra stuff. Khan Academy. The best thing about Khan is it's free. Teachers pay teachers. So a lot of people think teachers pay teachers is just for teachers. You can just type in the search bar homeschool and you'll see a ton of it. They gear it towards homeschoolers. The only thing that I get curious about with teachers is if you aren't accustomed to giving a lesson and you'd actually like a lesson to tell you how to teach it and not just give a worksheet and hope that it's, it's not just a worksheet. Sometimes there's a lesson with it. You have to dig for those. And education.com. I do like education.com. Websites you can build a lesson around. This one gets a little bit stickier. It sounds like a weird category. But there are several amazing websites out there that are really educational. And I know that you don't necessarily want to build a lesson. I love building lessons because that's just kind of my geekiness about me. But so for example, Project Gutenberg. This wasn't even one of my 3 favorites. But it's a huge, vast library online, and it's free. There are 25 pages online of free fairy tales. So you could find a lesson plan to go with one of those fairy tales. So say you found a fairy tale that you really liked. I'm assuming you could Google and try to find some lesson plan to go with it. But a ton of those lesson plans, like almost every single one of them, are multicultural. There's like Russian ones and all kinds of different ones. I said Russian just because that's our ethnicity, but there's all kinds of stuff on there. NASA for Students. That's a great one. And then TED Crash Course. So lots of stuff there. Websites that use gamification. These websites use game-like elements to make learning more fun. And who doesn't like more fun? Prodigy, Adventure Academy, and ABC Mouse. My concern about ABC Mouse is it's listed for 2 and up, and age 2 isn't an age that I think should be on screens. And I will link my screens blog and post video in the notes. Social learning websites. Social learning websites can provide homeschoolers with opportunities to interact with peers. You can collaborate on projects, you can engage in group discussions. My favorite way to homeschool is in a co-op. And in this format, students get the much craved for interaction with others. And this is the huge, big deal. You as a parent aren't teaching every single subject. So that's one option of this option. The other options are OutSchool and K-12. Multimedia learning websites. Multimedia learning websites have resources that really enhance the learning experience. A lot of times you would think that they're like the gamified ones, but usually they have interactive and engaging content. So a lot of videos, sometimes like flashcards or things like that. Brain Pop, National Geographic Kids. I really liked this site. One of my favorite places to go on this site was Weird But True. And Discovery Education. Discovery Education is an amazing site. The only problem I had with it is as I was going up, it was really hard to figure out how to sign up as a parent, homeschooler, but there was, and I talk about all this in the blog, there was another site that you could go to that I think is the exact same site, and then it all came through. So, special learning websites. Okay, this is my one that I just couldn't fit anywhere else, but I thought that these were really important. Foreign language, Duolingo. For your challenged learner, Little Wooden Toy Box. This site is for parents with young children who have autism or ADHD. And challenged learner, Right Brain Learning System. I really liked this site. In the realm of homeschooling, there's a wealth of educational websites waiting to be explored. I don't want you to get analysis paralysis, so I tried to narrow it down for you. Consider websites that match your child's style and passion and offer fun interactive content. Pick websites that are easy to use, because if the interface is awful, the whole experience will be awful. Cost-friendly, and offer the lessons that you want. And remember, always keep an eye on your child's online activities just to make sure that they're interacting with the content. They're not just having the content come at them. That's just my thing. With the right websites, your child can explore a whole world of learning tailored to meet their unique needs. The movie quote, first rule of the internet, do not read the comments. Yeah, I should have told you that. Yes, in Ralph Breaks the Internet. If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode. And for that, I want to send you a huge thank you. Please leave me a comment or review and share with other moms you know. Get in touch in the comments or on Kara's social media networks. See you next week for a new episode.